By evening, Geneva's quiet streets reflected the growing tension. UN press officers moved between rooms, drafting statements and preparing for late-night briefings. The mood was sombre but determined. The Red Cross repeated its core message: neutrality, humanity and urgency. People are dying not because of violence now, Cardon said, but because we cannot get to them. In the following hours, reports from Gaza filtered in, a trickle of aid trucks entering through Rafah, carrying medical kits, bottled water and high-energy biscuits. Crowds gathered at the border, cheering as the convoys rolled in, but hundreds more trucks remained stranded outside. Humanitarian officials warned that without the reopening of all crossings, including Kerem Shalom and Erez, the aid flow would remain insufficient to meet Gaza's vast needs. The UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs estimated that over 1,200 trucks per day were needed to meet minimum relief standards. In contrast, fewer than 150 had entered since the ceasefire began. This is not aid at scale, one official said. This is a drop in an ocean of suffering. Inside the United Nations building, discussions continued late into the night. The Humanitarian Coordination Centre displayed maps showing truck routes, storage facilities and damaged roads. Logistics officers described the need for fuel corridors to power hospitals, bakeries and desalination plants. Without fuel, they warned, the aid would be meaningless. Trucks could enter Gaza, but the generators, ambulances and water pumps would stay silent. In the midst of this urgency, Christian Cardon's earlier words echoed across social media and news broadcasts: all entry points must be opened. The quote became a rallying cry for humanitarian advocates. Editorials in major newspapers called it a moral imperative. Civil society groups in Europe, North America and the Middle East began organising solidarity campaigns, demanding that world leaders turn words into action. By dawn, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza had again become the defining moral test of the international order. The ceasefire was fragile, the politics uncertain, but the suffering undeniable. For the ICRC and the UN, the mission was clear: to deliver aid, restore dignity, and remind the world that behind every border and checkpoint stood human lives, waiting, hoping, enduring. As Geneva's flags fluttered in the morning wind, Cardon walked past the journalists, his face weary but resolute. "We can rebuild later," he said softly. "Right now, we need to save lives." And with that, the cameras dimmed. The reporters packed their equipment and the quiet determination of humanitarian diplomacy carried on. One crossing, one convoy, one life at a time.